Hello, my name is Josh and welcome to the JJRS21 karting channel. We are at Silverstone karting for the first edition of the Club 100 series. It's been a while since we've been in an outdoor, but we are finally back out there. It is 13:26 in the morning. So in the afternoon. So it is 1:26. We have just arrived here about 20 minutes prior, and we are currently watching listening to someone rev the balls off of an engine, but there's also some decent racing happening out there with, I think, these Ginettas lapping around at the minute. But we are ready to hit the circuit and get our season underway. It's been 6 months since I've been in an outdoor machine, so it'd be great to finally step back in. It's just me for the time being. There are a load of people coming up soon, such as Max, Chris, etc. So I will make sure to get the GoPro out for that. Hopefully we don't have a mishap like we did this time last year, where the GoPro fell off in the test session that we did. But let's just hope that we have a good time out here. Let's just hope that it goes the way that we always expect it to go, which is a W. But going into this, please like and subscribe. There's a lot in the coming. This is just the Saturday video. There is a Sunday one coming up also afterwards, and I'll catch you to the footage. As we now hit the Silverstone circuit for the first time, and we are the first ever junior karts to hit this circuit, not including rentals, as now we enter the circuit. But as you saw just before we left the pit lane, it had, and you could probably see on the GoPro camera itself, it has started to rain. So this is going to be an intense session. Oh my god, it's 30 seconds into the voiceover and I've already botched it. Like I say, what was I saying? I'll have to learn the circuit in the dry in 2 laps, and then in the wet. So this session is going to be very intense, followed by a wet session and then a damp session on the Saturday. So I have 3 sessions recorded for you. Unfortunately, I could not get the GoPro on for quali because of battery, as I will say on the outro. And Club 100 does not allow GoPros on for racing like they did last year, which is very unfortunate. I was looking forward to getting the GoPro on for racing, but I'm not sure why they've done it. But I do respect their decision, because they don't want people surrounding them telling them to check footage, in a sense, and etc, etc. But now we're going to the first lap, as the rain continues to pour very slightly, but I think the intensity of it has increased a little bit. I am miles away from T1 curb. What am I doing? I know this is my first ever proper lap, but Jesus, how far am I away from every apex? It's not even funny. It's I hit that one. That's the only one I've hit so far. I'm going to barge the curb. Apparently these curbs are is it CIK curbs? Or something like that. CRK, I can't remember. It's these are proper kart championship curbs. So apparently we weren't allowed to absolutely bully them, but as you'll see later, that prospect to change later, as Kai Timmins is absolutely bombing it away from me. In 3 corners he's already gained 2 or 3 seconds. And as you've seen on the bottom left of your screen, the weather conditions have changed from spitting to damp. Now you can see the rain has definitely increased its intensity, and the track is looking a lot more greasy than it did a lap prior, but here we are. Anyway, I will apologise in advance about the huge delay of YouTube videos lately and editing, and this is you and Platt on your right, and I will be completely honest about it. I forgot that I had to do any sort of editing. There is a Leeds video that I will be redoing the voiceover for because there was too much negative energy involved in it, and I am going to Team Sport Sheffield tonight, so I will get the GoPro for that with Max and Chris. So it'll be a League 3 for 2, so just like what it was a few months ago when I uploaded a video at Team Sport Sheffield, where we had the return of Lily Charlton and Seb Rose to YouTube. There will be Chris and Max, and it will be the same layout. No GoPro for quality, GoPro for race and 3 for 2 because battery. And now in front we have the driver that started in front of us, Oscar Mallet, and he definitely does seem to be a bit more of a weather expert than me, especially through the hairpins. And just look at the gap he's pulled on me. And who's got a warning? You can't really see. I think that was kart 13. Luckily for us, we are not in kart 13. We're in kart number 4 for these first 2 sessions, and then we'll be swapping over to my race number for the practice, the number 92. As once again you take a look at the bottom left, as the conditions have gone from damp to semi-wet, which is practically the same thing, it's just between damp and wet. I'd say at this point about 50% of the track is wet, is on wet lines, so we're going to have to be extremely cautious if we are not to spin. And that was the overall aim for today, was just to not spin the car. Yes, it was to go fast, but to not spin as well would be ideal. As remembering this, I had missed a day off school for this, and well, always good missing a day off school to do karting, isn't it? As if you ask any junior driver, they would 100% agree. As we nearly hit the rumble strip there. I think the racing line is to hit the rumble strip anyway, so it wouldn't really matter. This is a long lap, I'm realising. Let me have a look at my Club 100 and I'll have timing, and I'll find the fastest lap for you. My fastest lap even. Where's Josh Whittaker? There's Josh Whittaker. Okay, how do I do this? I forgot how to work live timing. I think my fastest lap. Where's Josh Whittaker? Oh, that last lap was my fastest lap of the entire day, of a 1:28.3. So I'm a bit clueless at the moment, and I was 3 seconds off Jack Bromham, who had had the fastest lap of the entire session. I'd take that. I will 100% take that, because I was not expecting to be anywhere near the front, so fair enough. I think I came 16th. Not bad. 15th, 16th in the sessions consecutively. So we've missed. I've been too busy trying to find out my live timing. I missed that entire lap. There was a black flag there. I think that was for kart 2, off the top of my head. I don't really know who it was for, but yeah, you can't really see because you're bored on GoPro, because you're a million miles away from it. You can't really see it. And in the wet, it just makes it 10 times harder, because you can see now the water droplets on the GoPro have really duplicated in a sense. Like, there are so many more now, and they're drying up. Well, not drying, but they're sticking to it. Obviously, I was wearing the plastic protective case, or the waterproof case, because obviously, after what happened at Wilton last year, and at Rowra, I'm kind of protective of my GoPro now. Like, if it falls off, we're cooked kind of mentality. I am going about this, and I don't know who this driver is in front, but we're just gonna sneak our way past him up the inside of hairpin 1. That cold is killer that's going around at the minute. As we are going into the final corner, which is Museum. Not because of how big the track is and how little drivers there are on circuit at a time. Like, there's about 26. No, I think there was 30. Because of that, and how big the track is and with the conditions, it's impossible to see it's impossible to get any sort of racing footage unless, like, we're all bunched up and everything. But that's besides the point. But now you can really see that the weather is getting bad. You can see the little snaps are obviously, that's a snap! As I put the foot down a little bit too hard over the curb. I am really giving it the beans into here. And I will rate the track probably in the next session, because it's not on the screen. Jeez. Because the session is nearly over, so there's no point me going on about something that I can just do in the next session. But once again, the lack of uploads is getting hot. I just thought about it last night, because I was up till 10:30 doing something, and I thought about it last night, and I was like, oh great, I need to do that editing, don't I? I forgot all about it. And then I've got a Leeds video coming that has been has been downloaded and everything, but I need to redo the voiceover because there is too much negative energy. There's a warning flag there, but like I said, Leeds needs updating. So, and then I'm going to Sheffield tonight, so there should be plenty of videos out on the output. And look at the weather conditions now. It is wet, but just look at that. That's a little bit more than wet, Josh. Look at the puddles. That is crazy. Wow. I tell you something, it is absolutely crazy out here. Like, just look at look how many puddles there are. It's craziness. Unfortunately for you guys, this is the last lap of session 1, so you'll not see any more rain progression, but it got way worse than this. Now, I was a little bit fuming about the rain. I wouldn't really be bothered. Very wet now. I wouldn't really be bothered, but I'm not in my wetsuit. I was in my dry suit. So it was just raining on my suit, and I was getting colder and colder inside the car. It was just, it's one of the worst feelings you can have as a car driver. But just look, in the last lap, the grandstand lights are shining off on the track. It's mental. As you can see, even if you tap that, look at the spray. Look at the spray down the back straight. You can see it off the car in front. But as we cross the line now to finish off the session, I will jump off the voiceover now, and I will see you guys in session 2. As we're going in now into session 2, and I bet you are absolutely delighted to hear my voice again. Perfect sarcasm right there. So we've got Alex Rattan, and then we've got Paige in front. As we're just going to go into here, it does say wet, but that's about to change because look at that! There's like a pond at the outside of turn 3. It's a pond! As we hit the turn 6 curb and into the banked corner. As we're gonna look for a move on Page, not gonna work. But we're all out in a cluster, so the rain is, well, the track surface is really being sprayed all over. And I'm gonna put another warning out there for poor visibility in this session. There's another driver in the middle of the circuit, and then we've got a driver in the pink helmet. I don't know who this guy is. Or this gal, you never know. But we're gonna go do the same moves I did to someone else. We're up 2 places just in the first few corners. Well, in these few corners. Now as we 2 all at a hairpin 2, as we now shoot down the back straight. On the main straight, it's ever crucial that we have that really good exit out of there, because that will really impact our straight, more so because of the rain. And we've got to make sure our braking point into 1 is absolutely perfect as well. There's no room for any sort of error on this circuit because of how wide it is. 1 error will send someone spinning or losing loads of places, because of how wide it is. As you've just seen through turn 3, I'd say about 8 carts could fit down there. As we're going to close back up, right up to the back of Paige Martin. We're going to clip the curb. She's going to get a mad bit of roast here, but she's going to let us go. Thank you, Paige. That's really very helpful in our quest to set a really good time. But we've got someone bowling balled. No, that is right. Balling up the inside of me into turn 8. I'm just going to come up with a random number for that. Turn 8, and I've gone really wide. Someone else has come through. And those 2 overtakes that we made are now seen as naff to me because we've been overtaken twice. Now on the brakes again for Museum, and out past the brand new and really nice looking Silverstone circuit. Oh, not Silverstone circuit, kart circuit building, as there's a black flag for kart 2. As this sounds very hypothetical, not hypothetical, factual, but believe it or not, that built those grandstands right in front of your screen, or on your right now, as 2 more drivers come past. That is Luffield. The Luffield for the Formula 1 Silverstone circuit. I mean, it does sound really unsurprising, but that's Luffield, aka the worst corner that I can do on the F1 game. I cannot do Luffield right for my life. As well, Paige has come back through. The track is still ridiculously wet, but you can see the sun appearing. The sunset is on the horizon. It looks like a pretty decent sunset if the rain wasn't there in the clouds. And then around hairpin 2, we're just watching Paige, run away, to be honest with you. And then there is someone else, and then I think it was Joshy Wood at the front end. There's another warning out. Really, these conditions are now really strange because they're not soaking. As I say that, wow. As I say that, it changes. it's a mix of, here it's really wet, but in some corners it's quite dry. It's a very weird sensation on these circuits. I haven't seen it really before. As we're going to go up the inside of whatever this kid's name is, I don't know, into what was my favourite corner, the banked corner at turn 7. Is now on the brakes. Do I take a wide line or do I murder the curb? Nope, I do neither. I just stick to the ordinary racing line. It's now into the chicane. Do I use exit curb? Nope, I'm still that big of a wuss. As someone has parked it on the apex, I wonder if anyone else is going to do that. That is called foreshadowing. But like I say, I also have another announcement on my hands for you guys. I will be taking part in, once again, the NWKC at Team Kart in Rochdale. Kart 2's just got a black flag. With Sam and the rest of them, whoever's doing it. But I'm not going to do it as how I did it last year and went full sweat try hard there and absolutely failed the life out of the championship. I am going just for a bit of a joke. I'm doing it with my friends for a nice night out every month. I am not going to go there and full sweaty in order to get a podium. I am not willing to do that. I am only going for a bit of a laugh with my friends on a night out every first Friday and see where it goes, because well, it's NWKC. You can't not love NWKC, especially with Scouse Trim Sam absolutely belting in the lap record last night, really. So big congrats to Scouse Trim Treacle for that. As now we come round Museum again, going into onto lap 14. There's another warning. It's chaos out here apparently, by the looks of the warning flag. As do you know when I was going on about visibility warnings? This is it. You can't see anything. You cannot see anything in front of you. I can barely see anything in front of me. In the helmet, it was quite tough already. Now looking at it from the camera point of view, I can't even see any braking point. Just from the GoPro itself, I can see 1 or 2 at best. But as you can see here, shockingly, even though it is still belting it down, there is a slight dry line beginning to form, to which this will stand. It will probably not stand for another minute and a half, but it's worth to point out because you can see the different colour in tarmac, as you just want to stick to that dry line for as long as possible, really. That was a really good hairpin as well in the rain. Slowing fast out, smoothing fast out as we launch the rumble and belt the cart down the back straight onto lap 15 and into turn 1 again. As I'm going to use the curb. Yes, I am a little bit. That's what we wanted to see. We need to use a bit more curbage, Josh. A bit more curbage, please. Yeah. So I'm going to run you down through the results, just because why not? And I'm only going to state the people I know personally that I've spoke to on here. What date was it? The 28th, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Where's my B final first? So, junior super lightweight B. Melt. So, I'm just gonna count it down. So, Chris came 10th, Ella came 13th, Frida came 23rd, Clara 25th. What? Someone got a penalty further back than someone who didn't even start. That's crazy. And then for the super lightweight A final, 25th was Kai, he didn't finish. Max 23rd, he got caught up in an incident. Page 14th, me P12 from 27th, by the way. I don't know why I put 26th on my TikTok, but it was definitely 27th. And then Lucius Millard P11 and Ellis Mackenzie did end up winning it. What a boy, Ellis! Good lad. So yeah, that's the rundown. So I'll give you my rundown of the sessions. So 15th, 15th, 16th, 10th in Classic Quali, which put me P3 and B, because Club 100 like to add weather conditions to the mixer to spice things up a little bit. So I started P3 in the B, ended up leading that, and then lost that position to Kai, and Jensen Barnard was in third, and then he went off, which got me an easy P2. Then I went from 24th to 17th in the pre-A, and then the A I went from 17th to 12th. As that is the checkered flag out for this session now. I definitely did pass the time very, very well just by yapping the entire time. But once again, I'm going to leave you to my in-lap, which is a little bit spicier since I did a few drifts in there, so it's not just watching me go around in a circle. But yeah, I'll catch you to the practice. Oh god, it's a lot brighter now. But now you can see the track a little bit better, as we're going to go past Boise straight away and past Ella. We're going to do a double overtake on the outlap. Is this session going to be good, or are we going to become an absolute bog fest? We're about to see. But anyway, we go out for the first session on the Saturday. and that is race day as well. As Ella's gonna come straight back through, but I'm gonna get the acceleration on her. But overall, Ella is more experienced with Club 100 than I am, so she can be a bit more ballsy with the karts. But here we go, on to Saturday. Now, I had a bit of unsure hopes about today, to be honest with you, because I didn't know what to expect coming out of today, since obviously the drivers, but set of drivers are so new to me. Like, I haven't raced with them much, except for Max Poole and Chris Clark, but they weren't in my session, etc. So I didn't know what to expect, and obviously I'm using obviously too much. I hadn't driven a outdoor car in 6 months, and raced a 100 car in 10 and a half, so it was pretty impossible to tell how I would do. So I did not want to expect too highly of myself. But here we go now, as these two are going to fight. We're going to go around the outside of the pair of them in a through goes Hamilton kind of sense, as we're going to make two very simple positions just by pure driving, really. Just now onto the brakes again and flick it in tight and let the magic of the kart work it. The karts also seem to be a bit more fair into the wet rather than a junior Rotax Bologna chassis. I don't know why that's the case, but it is the case. So we're just going to have to deal with it, aren't we? Comprende? As we nearly hit someone on the exit of the corner. But obviously, people are going to take no prisoners today, since it is race day. Drivers need to get their 115% practice in. As on the brakes now, who's this on my inside? Playing a bit ballsy. Oh, look at that. It's Joshy Wood, I think. He does look like a quick driver, so I'm just going to follow him and see what happens as he overtakes me into turn 1. I think that's his name anyway, but we'll just have to find out later on, as the driver ahead of me goes off. So I'm just going to take that almighty opportunity to send it up the inside, maybe even the pair of them. Nope, the other guy comes straight back through because he knows exactly what he's doing, and I don't. I wonder how many times I used that phrase last year. On the exit into the right, there's a cart stuck on the inside. I think I don't know who that is. I know I have a helmet and that, but I just don't know exactly who it is. This guy in the orange helmet is proving to be a bit of a challenger for me. As off he goes again. Now, regarding weather, the rain had just continued overnight, but very lightly. And it had continued up until about this point now. It stopped raining about here, which to the delight of me, because I do like racing in the dry a lot. I prefer the dry more than the wet, but I wouldn't mind racing in the wet excuse me, if you understand the logic where I'm coming from. There's now lap number 21. It is just a shame that I didn't get that number. It's a shame that Lucius Miller took it from me. I didn't get you, Lucius. Don't worry, it's just jokes. As we're going to go up the inside of this guy again, but he shoves us onto the curb. Oh. Here we go again. Is it one of those sessions? As we lock the brakes here, when I lock the brakes for some reason and I lift off them, the revs don't shoot up, so you feel like you've died the car. You've got to tap the throttle, which is actually, looking back at it, is a really good safety feature. It's something that probably did need to happen, since safety and all that. Karting needs a lot more safety, and it has. But that's a story for another day. As we exit museum and now onto the back straight. I'm pretty much repeating what I say, but I am going to do a ranking of the Silverstone track and building and facilities. So first off, we're obviously going to get rid of the scenery, because, well, 10 out of 10 straight away, 10. Then for the facilities, I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Obviously the museum does not count and the track does not count, they count as scenery, but the inside building is definitely an 8.5 out of 10. I'm absolutely gutted I didn't get to try the pizzas, because apparently they're really nice, and if you know me well, I love my pizza. But 8.5 out of 10 for the building. It would have been a 10 if we would have been able to go into the top floor for the racing instead of just the middle. Now, for the track itself, easy 10 out of 10. I kind of enjoyed this track. It's one of my favourites. What is going on? My top 3 favourite tracks of all time, which are all outdoor, are in order: Silverstone, Rowra, and then everyone's favourite, of course, GYG. As we're going to come into this corner really quick behind this driver who hit past us. At this point I was a little bit fuming, but he turns in on us while I'm on the inside. I tap the curb and then hit his cart. That is going to be important later, as we now exit onto the bank. Like I said, the total track score is a 28.5. Be difficult to beat this one, because, well, it's Silverstone. There are another 5 tracks to rank. Wilton, I'm going to put a ranking in now, because it's not fair, because I'm on holiday in a few days at the time of recording this voiceover, so I'll not be able to go to Wilton. However, which I'm going to give it scenery 9, facilities 9, track 9, so it'll be 27. However, we're going to come up to the line and we're just going to stop it. I have been given a warning, and remember what I told you to remember earlier? I'm going to replay it here. And it was a curb warning I got for it. I want to know, put it down in the comments if that was a warning or not. Personally, I don't think it was. And I know that sounds biased and all, but I was shoved onto the curb. It's not really my fault. It's a bit petty that I'm getting done for something that wasn't even my fault. In my opinion, that was my opinion. I'm not going to argue with the stewards about it or anything, but that's just completely my opinion. And obviously, you've got to respect the job. If you don't respect JV, then I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me, because he's the nicest bloke alive. But now, as we tootle into here, we're going to... I think if you've seen my TikTok, you know what's going to happen. I go onto the brakes here and I decide to do a Peter GKL special and park it. However, I parked it right in front of the cone, so you can just have a sight of the curb, grass and cone. You're right, cone, how are you doing? I'm good, thank you for asking. What are your plans for today? Just sit outside at curb? Alright, cheers mate. I'll see you in a bit, cone, alright? Take care, yeah? Take care, love. As I'm in front of the car, you can see me pushing the car out of the way of the curb in a fit of disappointment, to be honest, like, and a bit of dismay about all that. Even though I got a warning for something that wasn't my fault, I did overdrive the car. So I'm just not even gonna go on about it, because we're gonna come up to the line now to dignify the end of this session, because I'm not even gonna bother changing the lap counter, because what's the point really? We're being sent round, not through the cut through today, but that is pretty much all from me. We've got some guaranteed upcoming videos for you, which I will display on the screen in a couple of moments once the lap counter and weather conditions things are going. Yep, there's the animation, and I will display these on screen for you now. So on March 30th, which is today, I am off to Team Sport Sheffield, followed by NWKC Round 3 on May the 1st, and then GYG on May 9th, which is going to be a video not with testing, so it'll be practice and qualifying, and then yada 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 for the rest of the season with Club 100. That is all from me at the moment, and I will display the track rankings on screen now. Thank you for watching this video, it means a lot to me, and let's head to the outro. Right, so that was practice. Why are you staring at me like that? You little Mel. So, unfortunately, I could not get the qualifying recorder because I don't have the battery. But that was a practice. It was quite a good session. I'd say 16th, 16th, and 15th in all sessions across the board. Why are you following me? So that'll be the end to the session, to the video even. Thank you all for watching this. This is going to be split into two, I think. Split into two videos. So I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Goodbye guys.